back, guys. This is
Hello, everyone.
This is our second attempt at recording the Farcasters from outer space, from, as Becky said, the Sirius sector. We are live and broadcasting from there. We tried to record once, and then I made a boo boo and forgot to start the recording. Press the recording button. So this is our second attempt at recording, but yeah, it's fine. I don't want to like talk too much about this. So yeah, please, guys, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, follow me on Twitch. Everything is down in the description below. We did have like a little bit of an introduction, but I'm not gonna waste some time. So yeah, let's jump into the topics immediately. So Becky, as we said, you have a lot of topics for us today.
Indeed, I do.
And mainly you sent me a bunch of movies you wanted to talk about. One of them is a new movie called Replicas, right?
Yes.
So what do you think about Replicas? That one is with Keanu Reeves, as we saw, and Alice Eve. And
everything is bad, starting from the acting to general production to general feeling. It just feels bad. You know, if the acting was okay, if at least one part of the movie was okay, then I would say it's okay. But simply put, everything is bad. So someone stated, Replicas is an insane tale directed without a fixed direction that is more comical than tragic, intelligent, or already less interesting. So please, guys, if you plan to watch this movie, don't. It's just, the trailer itself seemed promising. However, let's start, basically with the whole plot, which seemed okay. Mm-hmm. At moments, it seemed rushed to me. Like,
you mean like the part where he created the created the like robots of his
the replica? Yeah, it just
that's the exposition as far as I figured out.
I know, but it just seemed very unrealistic. Mm-hmm. I cannot tell a lot of details without spoiling the movie, but it just feels that acting is so bad. Like, he lost his family. He was like, he's just mourning a little bit. And he was like, I'm gonna make replicas out of them, which isn't a big spoiler, obviously. Since we can see that in the trailer as well. But he was like, it just didn't feel real. It just didn't feel like he was in that movie. Mm-hmm. It was like,
do you think
he was Neo lost somewhere?
He was just phoning it in for the money or something?
Most likely, yes. Yeah. I mean, I don't blame him. Who knows if some of us wouldn't do that as well. But it just feels that it's not completely him. It's everything. Everything about this movie seems so badly portrayed. And when I say badly portrayed, I'm thinking literally about being very poor. Even if this movie came out 10, I'm not gonna say 10, 20 years ago, maybe they would have slightly better special effects. Okay, let's say maybe 10. Okay, but even 10 years ago, we had movies like, Terminator 3 that had really good special effects that I liked. I mean, obviously the budget was higher then, but oh my god, the technology advanced so much in those 10 years. But never mind, the design of the robot, I will not spoil the story. At least the robot part could be kind of fun, at least for some people. But the design of the robot itself, it just,
Sorry, which robot? Like, I thought that everybody, like his wife and his kids were robots, right?
Okay, they are not actually. But now we'll go into spoiling the story. Okay, I have to spoil it a little bit. Okay, so they are not actually. They are just clones. I mean, obviously everything was introduced into this movie. There are just too many things that they've tried to insert that sort of just didn't work out. And the basic, some kind of, let's say, mathematics behind it and logics and stuff like that, it just doesn't seem very good. I mean, for a teenager, maybe that would be interesting. Maybe for kids, but yeah, I think even teenagers would be very bored.
But I think usually that doesn't always like break movie, right? The problem with the movie is like they can have like bad science and they can have bad ideas, but
I know, but the acting is okay. Even the actors do not believe what they are talking, about. Even they do not I can pretend, but you have to believe at least into believe in something they don't believe. They don't believe in anything they're saying, and it's just everything is so poor. I've never seen a worse portrayal of something, of anything from Keanu Reeves. I think this is most likely his worst movie
and
ever.
Keanu Reeves is not, in general, is not the best actor anyway. So
I mean, but he's not a bad actor. No, recently he had good movies.
Yeah, recently he had, but at the beginning of his career, he was not that great, I guess. But recently he got better. He got better, yeah.
He got better, but I just really don't know what to say about this. I mean, it's not that I expected much. I just expected some sort of, how would I say, relatively interesting movie to watch, at least slightly, average movie. I'm just gonna say expected an average movie. And when you have such low expectations as, expecting a movie to be average, and you are still very, very disappointed, that means that movie really, really is bad. So there is something really, really wrong with this movie.
So I guess I was right then when I watched the trailer.
Yeah, you were right. You were right, obviously. So I concur with your opinion. So it just, if you watch the trailer, you didn't miss much. You just maybe lost 2 or 3 minutes of your life that you can't get back. But
it wasn't 2 hours at least.
It wasn't 2 hours. Yeah, it isn't even 2 hours. I mean,
hour and a half.
Let's say 1 hour 47 minutes, 1 hour 40 minutes. It's just I cannot even. I'm unable to count in this movie, so I'm unable to count. It seemed okay, and the cast isn't that bad really. The cast is relatively good. It's just I don't know. Well, like Keanu Reeves was really forced to do it. Like, hey, just like they gave him a lot of money, and
you know what happens. Like actors, in those studios, they sign like a picture, like maybe 4 or 5 picture deal, or 3 picture deal with studios, and they they just don't want to do some of the movies, but they get like forced into it. Come on, you have to do this movie, and then we'll give you like one more movie that you want to actually be in, and they gotta do that often, just because of the deals that they made with the studios, and
could be.
That's why a lot of actors kind of hate some movies that they've been in. I don't know, what was it? Halle Berry. She freaking hates Catwoman.
Everyone hates Catwoman.
Yeah, but she's like, oh my god, that's like, that movie ruined my career. But she was kind of roped into making. I think I read somewhere that she was roped into making this movie, and so on. So she really hated that one.
Okay.
Anyway, anything else about this that
Don't
you
watch
hated?
it. That's my final.
Is there anything good about it? Let's ask you that.
I would say the actress. I don't even know her name.
Alice Eve, the blonde.
Yeah, she's really hot. So yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, that's
good about this movie.
If you want to watch Alice Eve, just watch, like, I don't know, Star Trek or whatever else.
I don't know. Actually, there was this relatively good part of the movie that I liked, which is kind of in the middle, when they sort of realized, hey, there's something wrong with us. And that's a good part of the movie. That's something that I would recommend. But obviously you cannot you shouldn't watch the whole movie for that one part. But that's just like
you want to say there's some kind of like idea. There's some kind of like cool idea there, but they didn't really
not
manage
necessarily
to realize
cool.
it.
It was already seen. But the replicants, understand. Hey, at least his wife says, hey, there is something bad. She feels some chest pain or something, and then she was like, and then she starts remembering, obviously, the memories.
Oh, okay, those
but it's, that's one. I always like those parts in movies. When you see that, the plot that the movie is about to progress a little bit further. So that's why I liked it. But the whole movie in general, and especially the last part, it was so predictable. Everything in this movie is so predictable. I'm not saying that's bad. If done correctly, it can be good. But in this case, it's just like there was no interest in doing this movie. It was like, hey, let's just make a movie. We have no interest in doing it, and no one, I believe, if you look at Keanu Reeves' face, he's just so bored
but
all the
Keanu
time.
Reeves always looks bored though, so you can't really measure. He looks more bored than usual.
Exactly. Like
Okay.
Not only does he look bored, he looks like he doesn't have a will to live. He looks so depressed for no apparent reason, even though he is one of the best scientists in that imaginary world and is about to achieve
Well, yeah,
something
I guess
fucking awesome. But he
he's
was like,
supposed to be depressed because he lost his family, he lost his.
even before he lost his family, he
Oh,
was
okay.
like, he
He
was
was
like
depressed
grumpy
even.
all the time. It's
Okay,
like,
okay.
why? You know, like I don't know. So yeah, it's just weird. Okay, so
Sure.
yeah, let's move on to some other topics.
I'm just
Okay.
messing. I'm just messing with the sound settings a little bit. So
Okay.
I lowered the Becky's sound settings right now, and I increased my sound settings because it seems like my voice is pretty low and your voice is pretty, pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully this is gonna equalize them. I don't want to make it too much of a difference, but hopefully this is gonna equalize it. Yeah. I don't know, like, yeah, microphone problems, guys. Sorry about that. Headphone problems for me today. But yeah, let's move on to the next topic, and that one is cargo. Yeah.
Yeah. Have we seen the trailer for that one before?
Yeah, we watched it.
Yeah.
We watched it like maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago or something. I think.
Yeah, it's actually a really good movie.
It kind of reminds me kind of similar to Bird Box, I guess. In a way that they're going down the river and stuff like that.
Yeah, it feels like that, but it's a much different movie and much better
I
than
actually
the Bird
started
Box.
watching it, and it seemed pretty cool. I started watching it, but I kind of had to stop for some reason, so I should finish watching it. So why is it better than Bird Box?
Okay, it just feels, in general, the feeling feels more realistic. At least that's me. And even though I personally do not think Martin Freeman is and should play every role that he played, I'm not saying that he is a bad actor, but in this role he's much better. I really didn't like him in Lord of the Rings. I don't know why.
You didn't?
I don't know. And
well, he was not in Lord of the Rings, so.
He was in something like that.
He was in Hobbit, The Hobbit.
In The Hobbit, never mind. Yeah, he was in The Hobbit. I mean, he wasn't that bad there. I didn't find his place in action movies specifically, and I think he was in Black Panther. Yes, so he was really out of the picture there. He was just.
Are you sure? I heard that he was really good in Black Panther or somebody. Some people
felt
said
that he was out of the picture. I'm not saying that he played.
I don't know. I haven't seen Black Panther, but I've heard people praise him in Black Panther.
He felt like a comic relief for me.
Oh, really? Okay.
In that movie, and honestly, I'm not saying that's bad. It's actually really good, but it felt out of place, and I felt maybe I was taking Black Panther too serious at the moment. And I mean, or maybe I have some deeply rooted racist issues. I'm joking. So, but if they wanted to choose a white guy, maybe they should have chosen someone else. I don't know. Never mind.
I haven't seen
this movie. Okay, yeah, but let's go back to this movie.
Yeah, Cargo.
Definitely, I think he can do dramatic movies very nice. Even the horror part of that movie, with obviously zombies and such, isn't that terrifying? Even though the zombies in that world are not a piece of cake, really. It's more like a human story. It's more like just imagine that you are bitten by a venomous snake and you're about to die in 48 hours and you have to sort of do something. So
yeah, people don't really care about the classic zombie movies anymore. So you can't really do the classic same zombie movie. Dawn of the Dead type of thing, because it's kind of boring, So
this is more of a human story than zombie story on its own, but it does offer a little bit of a glimpse into Australian outback, if I can say it like that, and the native aborigines. So yeah, it's a really nice moment. I personally do not like the way it ended, but maybe some people would like it. I don't want to spoil the movie for you, but it was a good ending. It was something that you would expect, but it just wasn't great. Okay, so it was a good ending. It had obviously some motif in the end. I don't want to spoil it. You'll see, but it wasn't the best ending.
So
it was good.
Now that you reminded me of this, I'm probably gonna finish watching it tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
Because
I just want to say
kind
it
of
wasn't
forgot that
the
I watched it.
amazing, but it
Mhm.
was good. So I will say, yeah, definitely a movie worth watching, and definitely proof that you don't need a lot of money to make a good movie, and that you also with a lot of money cannot necessarily make a good movie. I'm talking about the
Yeah.
previous movie, which had a lot of money invested, and it just bad. It's so bad that I have to mention it again.
Which one?
Okay. So this one definitely good. People watch it. I think it's on. Is it on Netflix or something? I'm not
Yes,
sure.
it's on Netflix. I think so.
Yeah. So definitely, that's one very successful story.
Mhm.
I think a lot of people talked about whether there should be a sequel to show the larger world and what kind of
Yeah, but
disease is
the
happening
thing
there.
is,
Yeah.
like, usually if they do these types of movie sequels to these types of movies, it's
Yeah, definitely
not
tend to be
great.
bad. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
obviously. So
It's not
I
always
mean,
like a good idea to
people
do that.
discuss, what if the story moves, maybe a couple of decades in the future. And there was this one
Hmm.
simple moment. I don't know. Maybe I won't spoil it for you, but you've seen the first part of the movie, and you've seen, the family in the river on the boat.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I've seen that. I've seen
And
that.
you
Yes.
remember when there are these packets, how to treat yourself in case you're infected and stuff like that.
Uh huh.
And that was a fun detail. I liked that. I don't know, for some reason I felt like, okay, this is a really fun detail. I liked it. So that's what I wanted to say. Okay, it was a fun detail that I enjoyed. And there were other those simple details and simple things that make you think, okay, that make you feel like this world is not only realistic but something very interesting,
Cool. Cool.
and it makes you curious. Okay. That's about this movie. So what else? Okay, do you have something to comment about this? Do you want something
No,
to add?
I only started watching it like started watching like maybe the first like 15 or 20 minutes, so I can't really comment that much on it.
Mm.
Sorry, I'm still messing with the sound settings. I hope our voices are
Yeah, you
equalized
are.
now. But yeah, hopefully it's a little bit better now. Because I'm trying to make them like a little bit equal, because you can see like on the recording thing.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
That's okay.
Next, what's this? I don't think I've ever even seen this. What
The Endless.
the endless? Yes, yes. I
Okay.
wrote it incorrectly. So the endless. What's that?
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
okay, this is a movie from two brothers. Sorry, I thought they were brothers. Oh my God, they're not brothers. Two directors, let's
Mm-hmm.
say, and they directed some movies before. And this is kind of like a sequel to the movie Resolution, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure, which I didn't see. Okay, I haven't seen
Mm-hmm.
that movie. And it kind of has these Lovecraftian elements, and it's
Uh
literally
huh.
mentioned in, like, the unknown danger, the unknown thing that
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
makes it so scary. It's a B movie, but as a B movie, it has some really good effects. It has some really good story. Obviously, nothing overly original. I mean, it is original, but nothing too I mean, it is mind bending and stuff like that, but it isn't too unknown to be bad. So it is something a little bit familiar when it comes to stories. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but still a little bit fresh in the sense that you can take another glimpse, another look at this. So basically, it starts as a movie about two brothers who escaped a sort of like a death cult, if I
Uh
can
huh.
call it
Uh
like
huh.
that. So, and I mean, it eventually turns out that it is or isn't, but it's all psychological and mind bending stuff like that that I really like. So I don't want to spoil the story too much, but it's worth a watch if you are into that kind of psychological stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
was into that, and you know, it didn't surprise me too much. There was one really shocking moment, and I don't want to spoil it, but oh my God, that really shocked me. I just couldn't handle myself later for like 5 more minutes in the continuation of that
Okay,
movie.
that sounds
Uh,
cool. That sounds interesting.
yeah, it is. If you like Lovecraft, this was definitely inspired by Lovecraft, so you should take a closer look at
Awesome.
it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
So okay. Yeah.
that's
That's
it.
about it.
Yeah, and okay, yeah, I wanted to show this. Have you seen this trailer? Jordan
Mm,
Peele's new movie.
no, I haven't
Um,
seen that.
it's called Us. It's kind of like about it's a weird, of course, like Jordan Peele is pretty like he Get Out. He directed Get Out, right? You know that. And Get Out was weird. This is taking it to a whole new level of weird. So yeah, like there's a family like that's going on like on a trip to the beach or something like that. I don't know. And they basically, I'm gonna show it on the let's show this on while I'm talking. I'm not gonna like play. So they're listening to some music, like they're going on to the beach, kids, blah blah blah, and like something happens, and I'm gonna skip to that. Like something happens, this kid sees like a weird creature, and then then all hell breaks loose. There's like a bunch of people like coming for them, and it turns out it's them. It's like this like kind of like clones. They're clones or something like that, but it's very weird. Like the scenes are super weird. There's like psychological things happening. Like this kid is like has a mask, I don't know, and it looks crazy. Yeah. I have no idea what the deal is with this, but it definitely looks interesting. At least, if it doesn't have to be even like a really smart movie, but at least I know it's gonna be like a really, really tense, suspenseful movie with like crazy things going on. So, at least that's gonna be fun. I'm not a big fan of horror movies, but definitely I'm becoming a fan of Jordan Peele's movies. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there is some action here.
The rabbits. I don't know what the deal is with the rabbits. Yeah.
It reminds me of Donnie Darko.
Oh yeah, I guess so, a little bit. Yeah.
And the scissors as well.
Yeah,
so
scissors,
yeah, it seems interesting.
I didn't play the audio because I don't want to like waste time.
Yeah, it's okay.
Definitely watch it with the audio because it's even stranger when you play the audio. And yeah. Looks interesting. It might not be anything like super smart, but definitely is gonna be like a cool ride, interesting movie to watch.
Okay.
And of course, Lupita Nyong'o. She's pretty hot, so that's
really
positive. Yeah, why not? What do you mean? Like the wife?
The black, yeah,
Yeah.
but. I don't know. For me, it's just
I don't know. Like I almost didn't recognize her because she usually had like short hair, and this like in the movie she has long hair. I think she looks even better in long hair.
I like Tessa Thompson, and
I know you like Tessa Thompson. Yeah, sure.
And the girl, okay. When we talk about Black Panther, the other girl that plays the Black Panther's sister, not Lupita Nyong'o, but the other girl.
But that's her.
No, Shuri. I like Shuri. Letitia.
I don't know. I haven't watched.
Letitia Wright, she played in Black season 1 episode, but yeah, she is sort of may not necessarily be the most beautiful, but she has that charisma. So she's very charismatic, in my opinion. Okay, that's just my opinion. So she just has that X factor, if I can call it like, I don't know. So yeah, but yeah, sure you can.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know. I hope like Jordan Peele doesn't like make it again about like race and white people and black people and stuff like that. He should move on from that topic, I think.
Yeah, to some other topics.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay to have social criticism in a movie, but if he keeps doing the same like topic, I hope he doesn't do that. I think I kind of get the feeling it's not about that in this movie.
I do. It's about identity.
Or something. Yeah.
Like.
So we'll see. It might be, it might not be, but he definitely knows how to make a tense scene. That's what I like about his directing. It's kind of like reminds me of, in a different way, but Quentin Tarantino. Also, he knows how to create like a scene that is like very you can basically like cut the tension with a knife, as they say. Like it's a slow scene. it's a build up. It's a build up to like a crazy thing happening, and you can feel, you can feel the, all the characters interacting in a subdued way, and it's Jordan Peele does something like that, of course in a different way, but also really well. So I like that about his directing.
Okay, that's really good to hear.
So so yeah, hopefully this is gonna be a good movie. I think it will, but yeah, cool. I found like a weird. Okay, so moving on. Did you?
Yeah,
have
what is
anything?
this? I saw the trailer for this one and I cannot understand.
Did you have
What is
anything else
this?
to say about the movie?
Doom
No?
Patrol.
Yeah,
I
Doom
know.
Patrol. So let's play this trailer again. I just saw it, and it looks kind of strange. So it's basically like a series, a television series about some kind of anti-heroes, I guess you would say. So it's called Doom Patrol. It's like in the DC universe, I guess. DC are trying to do something like let's play it.
suck.
Yeah,
Shoulders in. Use the light.
Just looks bad. It just
I don't know. Looks kind of. It seems to be like tongue in cheek, a little bit funny.
Are we smiling?
I guess if the show is gonna be kind of like comedic and a little bit like lighthearted, I think I like those types of shows. Like if they don't take themselves too seriously, I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, this is just a teaser. Nothing too much. I don't know. I don't know if this is like based on an actual comic book or not, but looks kind of interesting to me. I don't know. What you don't like it?
I just generally do not like it. There are many things about DC that
Yeah,
I
but
do
you
not
don't know a lot. You don't know a lot about it. Why do
It's
you not
better.
like it?
Maybe it's better.
No. Why did you not like the trailer? I'm asking. So
It just seems like very poor costume design, and this last guy, can you see him? He just looks so.
yeah,
Nice.
but it seems.
I know it's supposed to be a
Yeah.
parody. I know,
Yeah.
but it's just. I'm afraid that it may not be a parody, and then it will definitely suck.
Oh yeah. If they're actually serious, and this is like just a teaser to kind of like trick the audience, then yeah, probably. But if they have like a light-hearted approach, and if they do like do kind of like comedic and probably comedic action or something like that show, that might be cool.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was interested. I watched the trailer and this actually looks appealing. The problem is it's gonna be streaming on the DC streaming platform or something, as far as I understand. So I guess DC, I didn't even know that DC made their own streaming platform, which I don't know what they're going to show. Like they're going to show DC movies, cartoons, I guess.
I don't know.
Like Superman, Batman, and stuff like that, and maybe these new shows and stuff like that. I'm sure they have a lot of old properties that they could stream. But the problem is, I'm guessing probably Europe and especially Serbia are not going to have access to it anyway. So
maybe that's a good thing.
Maybe that's a good thing. But yeah, I think it's just interesting. We will see what happens in the future. Oh, you sent me a link to something about One Punch Man. So what's that?
Yeah.
What's that about?
It's actually like a trailer for the second season. So have you seen One Punch Man?
No, actually, I watched like one episode of One Punch Man. I wasn't really that interested, to tell you the truth.
Many people were, and because that's the feeling, you get this very good. He's a hero, but he's not technically, just an ordinary hero. He's, a One Punch Man, a guy who can.
Yeah, I know that. The guy who he can kill anybody, or he can defeat anybody with one punch. Yeah.
He's very bored by that. It's like having a literal Superman and overpowered Superman, and it just it's just fun. He talks about his daily life. He tries to become later on. Okay, maybe this is a little bit of a spoiler, but still, it's it's fun.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah, I think if you haven't.
Yeah, but then he doesn't do well on the math test, so he only gets a 4 license, and then stuff like that, silly things. So it's very funny show, really. The thing that I see here is just in like a preview for the second season that will air in 2019. So yeah, I think it's gonna be fun for people who watch this show, for people who like these kinds of shows. I generally do not watch that many comedy shows in Japan. They always, they're very, can I use the word quirky?
Yeah, I guess, and the thing is, I don't always get the Japanese humor. I guess
me neither. But
maybe
the more you watch,
maybe
the better
sometimes
it is.
translations are bad, or they do a lot of slapstick and stuff like that, and I'm not like into
and the
that.
culture is different. You have to understand.
Yeah, that too, of course.
The culture, in their culture, they're interested in completely different things than we are in our own. So the more you watch them, the more you'll be able to grasp some patterns and stuff like that. So luckily, I've seen some, in my opinion, for comedy anime before this one. So this one was really nice, in my opinion. Okay, so
yeah, I'm sure it is. I don't know why I never got like to watching.
Have you
One
seen
Punch Man.
Mob Psycho 100, which is
No.
kind of like from the same author? Okay, that one is also very fun.
Mob Psycho 100. Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally something similar, but it's also fun. For me, it was indeed. So yeah, but never mind. No, that's a different topic altogether. So yeah,
let me check. Is One Punch Man on Netflix?
I think it is.
Let me check quickly. If it is, I might watch it. One Punch Man. Yeah, he is on Netflix. Okay, cool. I might watch it. Should I watch dub or sub?
I always say sub, whatever show it is. So, but
yeah, but I'm too lazy to watch subs. That's my issue.
Oh my god.
Because I don't want to. The problem I have with Japanese anime and subs is sometimes they speak so fast that the subs like just flash, over the screen, and then I have to get up from my bed or from my chair. I have to go to the PC and I have to go back to see what they said, and I hate that. And then I that's why I kind of like watching dubbed versions, to tell you the truth. I know that's not a popular opinion. Don't hate me, guys, but I'm a dub guy. I like dubs. I like dubs.
Really good.
I like dubs
really
in cartoons. I don't like dubs in movies. I hate dubs in movies. No.
Okay, we can agree on that second part. But for some anime, dubs are also good, and for very few of them, and I would say maybe 0.1%, dubs are actually better than subs in realistic terms. But of course, people, for me, I just cannot go over lip sync, and it's just weird. I would rather not understand what they're talking about than just see weird lip sync. I cannot.
Yeah, but the thing with cartoons is I don't really pay attention to the lip sync. It's not that much of an issue. As it is like when you're watching an actual movie and then you see like the have you watched Police Academy?
Yes.
You know the guy that does the special effects, and there's the scene where he jumps like he's like some kind of action karate, and he starts talking, but he kind of does like the kung fu movie dub type of thing,
Okay, I do.
You don't remember that scene. That's it.
I'll
send you. Yeah.
In the one part, I believe when the city was in the blackout. Maybe that's the part 3.
I don't remember. Yeah, but there's a scene like when he kind of
cheer people up. I know that. I remember that scene.
No. That in this case, it's kind of like a fight scene. He's fighting against some bad guys, and he's like doing karate or something. And he's like doing like Jackie Chan or old Bruce Lee movies or something like that, when they did dubs from Chinese, from Mandarin to English. Is it Mandarin or Cantonese? Not important. Like from Chinese to English.
From the south or north. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I think Hong Kong. Probably Hong Kong movies. I don't know Hong Kong. What language do they speak?
Let's say it's relative to the south, and let's say Cantonese.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe Cantonese. Yeah, I don't know. Who cares? But yeah, they did that. So that's kind of how I feel when I see any movie that is dubbed, and I just can't you know. I mean, I can watch them, but like I avoid. I try not to.
Okay.
Yeah. What else? That's it. That's it for TV. I didn't at least find any more interesting stuff to talk about TV for this week. I guess I was a little bit busy this week, so I didn't really research that much. So I relied on you this week, Becky. Why did you send me this link? Like Jack Black started a gaming YouTube channel. I don't see that as news. What do you have anything else to say about
it? In one group, you saw it in the.
Yeah, I saw it there. Yeah.
Just like.
So Jack Black is starting a YouTube channel about gaming.
Yeah. So that's really interesting, because is he serious or not? I just really want to know what would he talk about? Would he be like an ordinary gamer or something? And I don't know. I just really want to see what he published, what happens next.
I mean, I love Jack Black. Don't get me wrong. I love Tenacious D. I like some of his movies. Some of his movies are crap. Tenacious D, like I listen to their songs and stuff, but I don't really care about Jack Black playing video games that much.
It's just an announcement, so I want to see what happens really with this. So it's just a news. Okay, one news. You can actually maybe
one piece of
send
news.
the news in one piece of news. So for me, I found it interesting as it is unusual. So for me, it's very unusual. How many? Okay, yes, today many of them do start. Many actors start their own YouTube channels, but not necessarily to do game streaming. Maybe he quit. Yeah. Maybe he quit acting and now wants to.
Yeah. I mean, he's always. This is the link to. I sent it in the chat box on Twitch. He does a lot of stuff. He does like acting. He does music. He does I think he just does what he likes to do. Like he's.
Yeah.
Pretty versatile. Did you see now that you mentioned that? Did you see the Post-Apocalypto? The Jack Black and KG did like a series, kind of like apocalypse. Everybody dies. Jack Black and KG survive, of course, but it's kind of like a cartoon. But I think they drew everything in MS Paint. So the whole series, and they have they're fighting Donald Trump. There's Elon Musk in space. There's some crazy robots. There's a vagina monster. Sexual explicit stuff. It's stupid. It's so stupid, but I liked it. It's called Post-Apocalypto. You can find it also on YouTube. Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, watch that. It's stupid, but watch it. Yeah.
Watch that, but it's stupid. Maybe. Okay. So yeah, shall we go on to some other news?
Yeah. What else did we have about gaming? Gaming news.
Atlas
what else?
Done, yeah.
Atlas. So we talked about Atlas a couple of weeks ago, I think. I think you remember what it was about, right? It was like a pirate game, basically. Kind of like Sea of Thieves, but they had issues with launch. A lot of people were mad, stuff like that. Now people are even more mad.
Why? I want to know
because
why.
Because they don't like the game.
Sucks.
They think. I mean, I haven't played it, but it definitely doesn't look like the trailer. That's for sure. I've seen some people play it. I've seen even Red Specs, like a really friend of my channel. He's a good streamer. Check him out, Red Specs Gaming. He played it and he actually likes it. He said it's good, but he's an Ark fanboy, so I'm taking his recommendation with a grain of salt because Ark is the same developers. The reason why people are criticizing it is because they say that they basically flipped the assets from Ark and they just deleted Ark has a lot of dinosaurs. It's a kind of like a dinosaur survival game. This is like the same thing, just with pirates and ships.
Okay.
And even there is even like in the main menu of Atlas, you can, like, if you scroll down or if you move the mouse in the correct like pixel, it kind of brings up the Ark selection screen. So they definitely just switch from Ark assets and just use those to make like a kind of like a DLC type of game, and people are mad about that, and people are mad about they sell it in like a separate game, but it's basically like the same game as Ark, but just kind of like modded, basically. At least that's what they're saying. Redspec says it's pretty different. I don't know, like a lot of people are complaining, and they're complaining about like server issues, lag, crazy grind to make like your first ship. It's there's a lot of issues like that. I don't know. There's even an Angry Joe review, so watch that definitely.
Okay,
Angry Joe will explain it like much better than I did. So you know how he is.
I do.
So yeah, I watched that this morning. So this is another thing that's funny. There's like a bunch of Chinese players that went on to the United States, like US North America server, and they started killing everybody that doesn't speak Chinese.
Okay.
and like people spawn, they just come they just like join the game and start like breaking up rocks and starting to and the Chinese players come and kill them all.
Okay.
They spawn, camp them, they kill, like they cruise the seas and kill all the players in North America that are not like so people are rallying against the Chinese now. There's a war, like everybody else in North America versus the Chinese clan that's killing everybody. So that's kind of fun. I thought that was funny. We should do a Serbian, we should go to North American server and kill, make a Serbian clan or something.
Yeah, maybe that would be popular, but for some other games.
Yeah, joking. Okay.
Okay.
That's it about Atlas. So just wanted to talk about that. It's kind of like
now your voice is bad. Just what
is
did
it?
you do?
I didn't do anything. It just becomes robotic. What about now?
Say something.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Okay, it's better now. It's better.
I don't know why it does that. Like it happened to me on stream just before you came. Like it becomes, my voice becomes crackly, robotic, something. I don't know why. There's nothing to do. It's nothing to do with the actual. I didn't do anything. I didn't change anything. It just occasionally happens. Yeah, I'm really made a bad decision when I bought these headphones, I guess, unfortunately. But what else did we have for today? Oh yeah, Walking Dead. Walking Dead Telltale series of games. So Telltale games basically like shut down. They started losing money. The sales were down. Their new games, they started getting too many IPs and they started making a bunch of games and they lost a bunch of money. So finally Telltale Games had to shut down. No more games are going to be produced. So people who were fan of Telltale Games, mainly fans of the Walking Dead series, because that one was the most popular one. They were all kind of sad about that because they said Walking Dead is also like not going to be finished. But looks like Epic Games is really stepping up, really kind of taking over everything. So Epic Games decided to swoop in, get the rights to the Walking Dead series, and I guess they probably hired some of the people that work on the Walking Dead, or the main people that work on the Walking Dead series, and they got them to finish it. So Walking Dead last 2 chapters of the finale are gonna be on Epic Launcher. So at least that's good news for people who are fans of the Walking Dead series. I haven't played it myself.
I've played one of those.
I hear it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I was slightly irritated as there are a lot of obviously since that type of game introduces a lot of jump scares and stuff. So it was good, but yeah, I couldn't just really pass one of those. So I mean, the point is about the story, and trying to live through the story and stuff like that. So there was just this one moment where I couldn't type very fast, and I was like, okay, I'm giving up.
Really? Okay, that sounds like a game for me. I'm a fast typist.
I know it's actually good, but you just have to pass through something. I played something I really enjoyed, and my brother really disliked me for that, and I think you did as well. Was the Game of Thrones Telltale game with the House Forrester?
Yeah, I played a little bit of that game, but I never continued. I never finished playing it.
I was really into that game when I say I was like,
did they finish that story? No.
I don't know. I actually maybe they did. Maybe that was just a one-time thing. I don't know. But for me, I was really into that game, and I was like, okay, this should be canon, even though it isn't canon, obviously. But for me, I was like, okay, maybe this. I mean, there is this House Forrester, but it doesn't have such a strong role in the Game of Thrones universe.
I don't know if it even exists in the books or the series.
I think it does.
It does really.
It just does have a really minor. Less important.
I'll have to check now. I gotta get
please check. Yeah, please
my
check.
Game.
I wanna make sure that
Game of Thrones. Of course, I have my Game of Thrones right here on the desk. The book. Let's see. House. I guess it's bound to House Stark. I guess, right?
Yeah. Of course.
House Stark, and actually, it doesn't say which houses. Karstark, Amber Flint, Mormont, Hornwood, Servin, Reed, Manderley, Glover, Tallheart, and Bolton. Those are the main houses, but doesn't say about any of the smaller houses.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I remember them mentioning in a House Forrester in the books.
Okay, so they just maybe made it up. So,
maybe it's kind of like yeah.
So,
but yeah, going back to The Walking Dead, that one other piece of news I forgot to mention is if you bought a season pass on Steam or another platform, I think it was on Steam mainly. You will still get the last 2 episodes. So they're not gonna they're not gonna make you go to Epic Games and buy the new episodes. If you already bought the season pass, you will get the last 2 episodes. So it's not like they didn't cheat you on that. But if you bought episodes individually, then you gotta go to the Epic browser and buy the last 2. So yeah,
I knew it.
But no, but if you bought the whole season,
I know, I'm joking.
if you bought the whole season, they're gonna you can get it on Steam. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna update on Steam. It's gonna be okay. Just if you bought because on Steam you can choose those Telltale games. You can choose to buy individual chapters, or you can buy the whole game.
Okay.
So people who bought the whole game will still get the whole game. They are not going to have to pay up again. That's good. I think that's a good thing they did. Oh yeah, and one more thing I wanted to tell you guys. Hopefully I'm gonna upload tonight. So even people on YouTube who see this, you can get this game. This is a weird game called Soma. It's Soma. You can get it free on GOG, Good Old Games. If you have the browser, even if you don't.
Is it about Soma? From
I don't know. You mean from? No, that's Kuma. That's Kuma. Soma is from Brave New World. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, maybe.
Soma is from Brave. So I don't know what it's about. It seems like underwater horror game or something. I watched somebody play it on stream last year, I think. It seems like a cool game. A lot of good reviews. People say it's really. It has a great story. It's kind of, suspenseful. It's if you like adventure games and horror games, that might be cool. I might even play it on stream. I'll see about that. So all you guys, if you want to get that, that's free on GOG. I think today and for the next 2 or 3 days, maybe. So I think until January 30th probably. So if you want to get that, pick it up right now. So yeah, just wanted to mention that. I will definitely play it. I'll see. I might play it on stream. I might play it off stream. I'll definitely see what it's about and tell you guys. Hopefully next week. I don't know. Yeah, that's it about games. Did you have anything else about games?
No, actually.
No. Okay. Let's get to books. I don't have any like general news because I didn't really do a lot of research this week. So let's talk about some of the books that we wanted to talk about and finish this up for this week. It's not
okay.
It's kind of like a slow week for us.
Yeah, it's holiday season, so why should...
So me and Pecky have visited a book fair in our city, in my city actually, this week actually. So Pecky got some books, I got some books as well. So we might as well talk about it. Okay.
Yay.
So Pecky, what did you get?
Did not read Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, you got Harry Potter. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And I got the other one, The Signal, but it's in my other room since I will most likely.
Oh yeah. So excuse me. Oh, I don't know what's going on today. So how did you like The Signal? Did you?
I didn't have the time to read it, so I'm still reading the Asimov books.
Asimov books, okay. Yeah. So you haven't like even checked it out, like a couple of pages or something?
Nah.
So what's it? It's like The Signal is like a thriller or something?
Yeah, a trailer. Sci-fi, yes.
Cool. Okay. Yeah.
Wow,
anyway.
there is even a movie. Oh my god, there is even a movie.
There's a movie.
Oh, that's the thing. I saw the movie. Oh my god, I saw that movie before. Now I don't want to read the book. Okay, I'm just joking. If that's the movie related to the book, just a second. Yeah, I saw the movie. Oh my god, I saw that movie a long time ago. But it's okay, yeah, actually. Okay. Have you seen this movie? You haven't seen this
No, I haven't.
Movie?
I just checked it out. The Signal movie. Okay, I'm gonna put that link in the chat box as well. And
oh yeah, I was about to do the same thing.
I'm gonna put the link in YouTube, so if you guys want to see the movie,
already placed the link.
I haven't seen it though, so I can't really say if it's a good movie or not. What did I get? Oh yeah, I got some Sherlock Holmes books because that's not for me. Like for my mother, she likes to read mystery novels, so I got some Sherlock Holmes books. But what I got, another one that I got is A Scanner Darkly by Philip K. Dick. I haven't started reading this one yet, but it's Philip K. Dick. I don't think it can be that bad. I mean, he knows he can be a little bit weird and trippy and stuff like that, but I think all the books that I read by him were pretty cool, so I like that. And another thing that I got, and I was checking this out even before, but I got this one really cheap, like for $5. Artemis by Andy Weir. If you guys know who that is, this is the guy that wrote The Martian, the movie with Matt Damon. And I read like 10 pages of it just to check it out. Seems interesting. It's kind of like The Martian, but like there's a settlement on the moon, and it's about like people living on the moon, and he's talking about like different things that might happen, like it's kind of like in the style of The Martian. They're like they always try to use some science and some of their expertise to kind of fix problems and those types of things. So yeah, I'll check it out. Might be interesting. I'm going on a trip tomorrow, so I might read it a bit in the bus. Before I fall asleep in the bus, I might read it. Oh yeah, and one more book I started reading for some reason. Oh yeah, I know why I started reading this book. Actually, I started listening to the audiobook because I'm doing that writing. What do you call that? Writing course.
Okay, yes.
Teaches
how does
you writing.
It go actually? Yeah.
You mean how's it going?
Yeah, your course, have you finished
Yeah,
it?
it's good. No, I'm kind of taking it slow because like the writing course has kind of some lectures. You listen to the lecture, and then after that they give you like some writing exercise. You know,
Mhm.
so
Oh, okay.
you listen to the lecture and then you do the writing exercise and write about a specific topic or like how to write characters, how to do descriptions, how to, you know, uh, how not to overdo some like some descriptions of like a character, like don't go into terrible detail or something like that. So different tips and different things, different exercises for stuff like that, and it's pretty useful. And for some reason they mentioned the book The Help. I don't know if you've heard of that. There's a movie. It's about like African American, maids in the 1950s and 60s or something like that. There's a movie about it. It was a good movie. And they mentioned, I mean, it's not a bad book. A lot of people are criticizing the book because it was actually, I always thought it was written by a black author, but actually it was written by a white author. And a lot of people are hating on the book because of that, because they say like she's not qualified enough to actually write about that. And I kind of get their point, but I kind of also disagree about that. If you're only going to be able to write about the same exact thing that you are, that's not what writers do,
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah.
I agree with you
Mm-hmm.
well, as a colleague writer. Can I say that? I don't know.
As a fellow writer.
As a fellow writer, I mean, I'm not officially a writer. I mean, technically, but never mind. I wrote.
You've written 2 books already, so
okay,
I think
yeah,
you are.
2 novels.
I think you
and
are.
actually, I've written before maybe 3 or 4 of them, but they were not finished. I'm not joking about it. I actually did write them. So in this one, I actually wanted purposefully to challenge myself and to put myself in the shoes of a person or in the situation of someone who isn't
not like yourself. Yeah, right.
Definitely not like myself.
And that's
sure.
what it's about. Yeah. Of course, I guess race issues might be a little bit more problematic because because that's kind of like difficult. I don't know how much experience, how realistic this novel is, and the reason why I was reading it because the people in like the teachers at the course mentioned, this is an interesting book because of characterization and like it's written in history. They didn't really talk about the value of the novel and stuff like that. They talked about like the way that it's written, so that's why I decided to read it. And it's interesting. It's definitely an interesting book. I don't know how much I get the issues. Some of the characters are a little bit, stereotypical, let's say. But it's not a bad book. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. So we can.
It's a good read. It's a fun read.
Even if we want to, it's not so easy to escape. When I imagine my, let's say, world, or even let's say universe, the whole universe. I sort of tried, I tried my best to escape them, and it just isn't possible. So not only that it would be incomprehensible to my readers, but it would become incomprehensible to me. So I did make some generalizations, and I think people would be able to criticize me about it if my book ever gets published. But the main point is, going back to what you stated, I believe we can and we should try. We should make an effort to understand people from those parts of the world,
or whatever, like anybody who is different from you.
Exactly,
if you don't do that, like I can only bald Serbian English teacher from this city that streams video games online. That's all I can write about, right?
Yeah.
I mean that doesn't make sense, right? Maybe I should write a book about that. Yeah. So it's like writers definitely have a difficult task when it comes to that, and when it comes to like race relations, it might be even more of a problem. I guess this author came from the South, and that's why like maybe she did experience some of the things that they talked about. Maybe she she heard about it, at least like people told her about the days that were not so long ago when that type of stuff was still common. So that's why maybe she decided. I don't know, but yeah, I think that's an interesting topic. So should writers be able to write about anything? Because like recently, like the SJW crowd has begun criticizing anything, like writers, actors, all of that stuff. So now, like an actor that is straight cannot play a gay character, or an actor even that is like what's her name, Ruby Rose. You remember?
Okay, she can only play. Yeah, she can only.
And she is so she was so that I heard that like a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago. She was chosen for some character that is I think gay, lesbian character.
Okay.
And she came under criticism. Why is she playing this lesbian character where she hasn't declared herself to be a lesbian? It's not that she's not like because I think she is like maybe bisexual or something, or she says she just doesn't want to declare herself anything or something, and she's not gay enough to play this character, and a lot of like SJWs criticized her. I know SJWs like people criticized her about that, and that's kind of going a little bit to an absurd already, I think, when it comes to that type of thing. So like you can only play the character that is like that you're exactly the same as when it comes to acting,
I see. Okay.
Nowadays it turns to that
yeah.
And I think that's kind of seeping into the like book criticism nowadays, because it seems that some of the books that I've especially like I read about this book, I read some criticisms, and I didn't quite see any. I mean, maybe I didn't read that much into that much detail, but it seemed kind of that there weren't any like actual criticisms of the characters, aside from like some people saying it's stereotypical black women characters, that there's a sassy one and there's like and those types of things, which is kind of true. Yes, I agree with that, but other than that, they didn't really give any reasons why they don't like this, aside that the author is white. So I don't know. Yeah. So what do you think? Like, do you think writers should kind of stick to what they are or what they know?
This is a really complex,
especially when this is a difficult one when it comes to like this topic of this book. But like, let's say for other things, not.
So I think the writers.
Let's leave race out
in
of
general.
it.
Yeah, shouldn't in general always be criticized if they want to test themselves on other things. My whole ordeal with writing, ever since I started doing it, is to experiment. Just a second, it's my alarm.
Oh, you have an alarm. Are you gonna? Yeah. Do you have to work?
Soon. Yeah. So
let's finish this. Finish your thought,
okay,
and we can finish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me finish what I had to say. My general approach to writing was always not necessarily experimenting with everything, but trying out new things. So I guess it's not always like, hey, I'm just gonna make something no one else did. It's just about trying out new things, and I do believe that professional writers shouldn't be blamed if they want to change directions. It's their choice. Obviously, everyone has the right to do what they want in writing. So should they be criticized? I don't know. What would you say? So what if, do you think people should criticize you if you started writing, I don't know, something like 50 Shades of Grey or whatever? I don't know.
Yeah, they'll definitely criticize me if I write something like that.
But if it's in a sci-fi mood, I would read it. Like if it's like, hey, sci-fi erotic novel,
might not be
maybe that's the most popular thing today.
Sci-fi
so if you write
50
that,
Shades of Grey. Let's write that. Let's do it. That's gonna
if
make
you-
us millionaires.
Obviously, there was so much place to experiment on that field, or
Like,
maybe not. But
we can
it's-
we can get aliens. We can get some like weird stuff going on in 0G.
yeah, I think the best, the
Good
people
idea.
on Patreon definitely, at least from what I've seen, the most popular ones are the ones that
Mhm.
write these kinds of things.
This type of thing.
So,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like maybe like before, I guess that wasn't such an issue. So even like,
Mm.
for example, if we take Karl May, Karl May,
Mm.
like famous
Yes, yes, of
German
course.
author, he wrote westerns,
Mhm.
and westerns before that were like mainly like written by people who actually lived in United
Mhm.
States and in the West and stuff like that. Karl May, until like maybe very late into his career, like in his maybe 60s or 70s or something like that, he hadn't even set foot in the United States, let alone the Wild West in the United
Mhm.
States. But he was like the most popular German and like probably European Western writer.
Okay.
So that type of thing nowadays maybe wouldn't be accepted. Even something like that maybe would be considered like cultural appropriation or something like that. Even though
Yeah,
it
but
was, yeah.
the times change, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so that's an interesting topic. We'll leave you with that. Think about that. You guys tell us what you think in the comments below on YouTube and on Twitch. If somebody has some thoughts, you can also share them. But for now, I think we are done with the topics. So thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Have an awesome evening, and I think we are done, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
So yeah, see you next time. See you maybe perhaps next week, and yeah, enjoy. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Are you there yet?